hold on to your hats, folks, because it's a beautiful day and we're about to make landfall, about to hit you like a storm. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Now, we're talking about the kind of positivity that can stop a storm in its tracks. Now, forget the rain clouds, forget the gray skies, because we're bringing the sunshine right to your doorsteps.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. The Burmonts are here and they're bringing the heat. We're talking about the kind of excitement that will make your heart race, the kind of energy that will make you want to dance in the streets. Get ready, because we're about to inject some serious fun into your day.
And I am Asis-Carillo. This is about more than just a podcast. This is about creating a community, a movement, a force of positivity that will shake the world.
Well, that will shake the world. Grabe
Yes,
naman yung
right.
Grabe naman yung statement na yun. Not to raise expectations too high. But then, girls, great to have you both here with us in Bilyonaryo. Great
Likewise,
to start
Paolo.
all of
Yeah,
this.
we're so excited to be here.
Yeah.
I
On
can't
our
believe we're here.
pilot episode.
Yeah,
It's
pilot
amazing.
episode. It's raining, but it's a new day for
Yes,
all of us. It's a
yes,
beautiful
yes.
day.
It is a
But
beautiful
then,
day.
Monique, you take a look at this whole experience, and I think it's the first time you're also doing a morning show. And I'm excited for
Yes.
everything we're gonna do here.
I'm so excited. I mean, yes, it's a bit early, but I love being here and I'm excited to be here. What about you, Anne?
I am super excited. We're ready to shake the world,
Yes.
shake everyone with so much energy, with fresh news, and a lot of things to talk about, right, guys?
Yeah, we're gonna hit everyone like a strong cup of coffee. But
Exactly.
It's a beautiful day, and we're here to make it even better. So crank up the volume, grab your coffee, and get ready to ride the wave with us. Now, as I mentioned a while ago, it's going to be new for a lot of us in terms of me. Even me personally, it's my first morning show, and I'm going to be actually
Are
doing.
you used to waking up early in the morning?
Not at all. No, I don't think I slept.
No,
but
I'm actually a morning person, but not this early.
yeah.
But I think Paolo and I are night people, right? We've talked
Night
about
owls,
this
yes,
before.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I was at work actually till late at night. I'm adjusting as well.
Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
this is actually exactly what I need. Because It's a Beautiful Day
Yes,
is a morning
indeed,
podcast
indeed.
of the Bilyonaryo News Channel dedicated to celebrating each and every new morning. Each episode is a journey of discovery, exploring the small moments, simple pleasures, and unexpected joys that truly make life special.
From heartwarming stories of kindness to fascinating insights into human nature, this podcast invites listeners to pause, reflect, and appreciate the beauty that surrounds us.
In addition to the uplifting content, It's a Beautiful Day will feature a short newscast to deliver the most important news of the day. This segment aims to keep listeners informed about current events and developments while maintaining the positive and inspiring tone of the podcast.
Now, through a blend of heartwarming conversations, insightful reflections, practical tips, and news, we will bring you a holistic morning experience that inspires, uplifts, and informs our audience. Of course, that's all of you. Now, it's the season of joy, warmth, and cherished memories. Now, we ask everyone, what's your fondest Christmas memory? And I think because it's September, obviously all of us are in the Christmas spirit, and we
Yes.
I accidentally came in wearing green like all of you.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
We actually talked about this.
Well, we talked about it. We had the option of green or red, but this
Yeah.
is, I think, how in sync we are as hosts together.
Exactly.
Great minds think alike, and we're all wearing green. So who would have thought?
And in the Philippines, as soon as the Burmonts start, it's already officially the start of the Christmas season for the Philippines.
Yeah,
right?
for the Philippines.
Yes,
Officially,
yes.
unofficially, you go into the malls, you suddenly hear all these Christmas
The
tunes.
jingles, the decor, everything.
Yeah.
So it's
I love
really,
it.
Yeah.
Even here.
I mean, here.
Yeah,
Like
but
that.
there's Santa Claus here. It's
Exactly,
all
exactly.
happening. It's all happening for sure.
So share your heartwarming stories with us. We're all about spreading the Christmas cheer this year. And we can't wait to hear your beautiful memories.
Just comment on our social media with the hashtag It's a Beautiful Day, hashtag Christmas Memories, or hashtag Burmonts, and we'll read it right before the end of the show.
Now, as we promised, we're going to go first to our top stories this morning on the news. Now, Tropical Storm Enteng slightly intensifies as it decelerates over the coastal waters of Vinzones, Camarines Norte. with maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 90 kilometers per hour. It is now moving west-northwestward at 10 kilometers per hour. In Luzon, signal number 2 is up over parts of Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Cagayan including the Babuyan Islands, Isabela, Polillo Islands, and parts of Quirino and Kalinga, Rizal.
Meanwhile, signal number 1 is hoisted in over 20 areas. The State Weather Bureau warns of flooding and rain-induced landslides in areas that are highly or very highly susceptible to these hazards. The enhanced southwest monsoon will continue to bring moderate to intense rainfall in other areas of Luzon and Visayas, especially along the western portions. Enteng is forecast to maintain tropical storm category until tomorrow, Tuesday, and will intensify into a severe tropical storm by Wednesday. It may also reach a peak category of typhoon by Thursday or Friday.
Classes in public and private schools at all levels were suspended in Metro Manila on Monday, September 2, 2024, due to inclement weather. Several other local government units have also suspended classes in all levels, including Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte, Quezon Province, Batangas, Cavite, and Rizal.
In other news, Lapu-Lapu City Mayor Junard Chan denied any prior knowledge of the illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator, or Pogo, that was uncovered in a raid at a resort hotel in his city on Saturday. More than 164 nationals were rescued, including Indonesians who were allegedly forced to work in an online scam at the tourist garden resort in Barangay Agus. In an exclusive interview with the Bilyonaryo news channel, Mayor Chan expressed his dismay over the discovery. According to Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission spokesperson Winston Casio, the operation was initiated following a request from the Indonesian government to rescue its citizens, who were believed to be forced to work as Pogo employees. The victims have been turned over to the Department of Social Welfare and Development for temporary shelter and will be brought to Manila before being repatriated to their home countries.
The Health Department confirmed 3 new cases of Mpox in the country. This brings the total number of active cases to 8. The new cases were detected in Metro Manila and Calabarzon and were infected by the milder MPXV Clade 2 variant. DOH says Mpox primarily spreads through close and intimate skin-to-skin contact. Of the 3 new cases, 2 involved anonymous sexual encounters with multiple partners, while the third contact had close contact with an individual displaying skin symptoms.
Are you drowning in debt? On BNC's Follow the Money, Wealth Archie President Renzi Biolena advises to consider taking out a low-interest loan to consolidate and pay off existing debts. Biolena also suggests choosing a loan plan with yearly repricing, which allows borrowers to take advantage of lower rates. This will ultimately save money over the loan's duration.
Major K-pop agency JYP Entertainment vows to take legal action against deepfake videos depicting its artist. This is following public outrage on reports exposing Telegram chat rooms for sharing AI-generated pornography. JYP, who manages K-pop group Twice, said in a statement that this is blatant violation of law and that they will pursue strongest legal action. According to a 2023 report, South Korea is the country most susceptible to deepfake porn. And earlier this week, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol called for an investigation into deepfake porn with relevant agencies and police, saying around 60% of victims were minors. What do you guys think about this? I think this is a thing in South Korea that happens a lot.
Yeah, no, it's worrying. The technology obviously is scary. When you take a look at deepfake and how a lot of it's AI trained, a lot of people are wary about how AI works. Yeah.
It looks real. It's so hard to distinguish which ones are the fake videos, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's
So,
scary.
me personally, you take a look at this type of technology and how to regulate it. People are going to be wondering, and of course, at the same time, there has to be measures to determine whether or not a video was made using that AI or deepfake technology, and it's going to be a challenge, I believe, as with any new technology that is prone to abuse. And we're going to be hoping, of course, that things work out in favor of those who are affected by this type of technology.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's going to be hard to prove that it's not them, essentially, right?
It looks real. And it's not just happening in South Korea, but all over the world, right?
Right.
Yeah,
and
not
with
just
technology,
South Korea,
you can kind of trace them as well.
Yes.
I mean, you'd hope so, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a worry, but at the same time, hopefully technology keeps up in terms of keeping it in check. As well.
That's a great way to put it.
So the Philippines kicks off the start of the Christmas season as soon as we entered the Burr months. Day 2 is in, and during this time, many Filipinos have started putting up Christmas decorations, and we have already heard Christmas carols, particularly Jose Marie Chan's Christmas in Our Hearts. But why do Filipinos celebrate the Yuletide season early? This has become a tradition in many households, and Filipinos are known to hold celebrations often. We also have close family ties and would always find time to meet our loved ones and spend time with them over good food. Very good food. And of course, with that,
speaking
it's
of
our pilot.
Christmas, yes, we have Plaza Ham coming up because Christmas is not complete without food. Ham is, of course, a staple on Filipino Christmas food tables, and we're chatting with Carla Reyes of Plaza Ham about the history, the flavor, and the heartwarming memories that make this Christmas ham a classic. Don't go away, it's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Can't wait.
You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. From viands, pastas, desserts, and drinks, our Christmas tables will not be complete without ham. Today, we'll be speaking to Carla Reyes, the Chief Operating Officer of the Plaza Ham, a family-run business in its 3rd generation, to talk about its offerings. Good morning, Carla!
Good morning!
Welcome to the show on our pilot episode.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And what better way to start our, not just the pilot episode, but the start of the Christmas season for the Filipinos, right? For the Filipinos,
correct,
but with ham. It's a Christmas staple, right?
That's right.
Particularly the Plaza Ham. So tell us all about how this business started.
Okay, so the Plaza is primarily a catering company. It was established in 1965, so we're actually turning 60 next year.
Wow! Happy
That
anniversary!
so
is amazing.
As you mentioned earlier, I'm a 3rd generation restaurateur, actually 4th generation, but then 3rd generation for the Plaza. So the ham was, well, the recipe was developed by our Swedish master chef, Chef Josta Peterson, together with my grandma, Meldy Reyes. And she wanted a Christmas centerpiece that Filipinos could enjoy during the holidays, right? So that's exactly what they came up with.
And until now, do you keep the recipe?
Yes, of course. I haven't changed anything. I don't dare to change anything.
So from the very beginning, the taste is the same, right? The feel. Where do you source your ingredients?
Okay, so the pork is actually a mix of both locally sourced pork legs, and we also do some of the imported ones for the bigger legs. We do local ones primarily to help out also our local farmers. So we do get from backyard farmers just so that we're able to give back also somehow.
Exactly.
And also during the Christmas season, people want a whole leg. So the smaller legs are kind of hard to find if it's imported.
Okay.
Because they export the bigger ones,
right.
So the smaller ones we get locally.
So we talked about how it started during the 60s, right? As a catering business. So how has Plaza Ham evolved throughout the years?
Okay, so in 2006, we decided to spin it off as its own product.
Okay.
So we now have retail stores in Petron, Dasma, and Makati, and Petron, La Vista, and Katipunan. And so the brand is actually, it's pretty much a new brand. I was incoming third year college.
Okay.
When
we were talking about that this morning.
When we started the brand, so my mom hired a brand manager, and he quit like a month before.
Crazy.
A month before the opening of the first branch. So I just swooped in there, and I was like, "Don't worry, I'll work for you for free." And I ended up working for free for like 2 years
until you graduated college.
Yeah, until I graduated college, and then that's when I was hired full time, of course, for the family business. But yeah, the brand is my baby. We've grown to 7 branches, but then I had to close some during the pandemic. So so right now we have 2 branches plus, of course, our main office.
Right.
Yeah.
So Plaza Ham is still here, and I can see Monique and Paolo at the side.
Salivating.
Yes, I am salivating already. They're already testing your products. That's crazy. So we're gonna.
Sorry, guys.
But of course, you can't say no to ham if it's being served right in front of you. But how can you differentiate Plaza Ham from the other hams in the market?
Okay, so the other hams in the market, well, a lot of them are kind of like Chinese ham, so it's a bit salty that you kind of have to boil it because it's preserved and it has so much salt in it. So this one is a mix of sweet and salty.
Exactly how I like my ham.
Yes. Yeah, so it's pretty close to like the honey baked ham. So I don't know if you've tried the honey baked ham in the US, but
honey baked ham, yes. So it's tender. It's the right balance of sweetness and saltiness, right? Because personally, I don't like the salty ham. Even when I was a kid, my Lola would serve like really salty ham for the holiday season, and I was like, no, this is not the ham that I want. So we want that balance of saltiness and sweetness, right?
And because it's both like the balance of sweet and salty, like there's so many things that you can actually do with it. You can have it on top of a salad, you can have it as sandwiches, you can mix it into pasta. There's so many ways to actually enjoy the Plaza ham.
Yes.
But of course, nothing beats like just eating it
as
ham
is.
Slices.
Ham slices. And if you have bread like what we're seeing here, pandesal, right? And ham. Pandesal, we've made it really local now, no?
Yes.
The
well,
sandwiches.
when we spun off the product in 2006, we were thinking of how to make it part of like a Filipino tradition.
Right.
Which is why we decided to serve it with the pandesal and 4 sauces.
This was in 2006 when you came out with these the sandwiches.
Yes.
Okay. So what are do you have variants like
for the sandwiches?
Yes.
So I launched recently during the Artefino Fair, Plaza Ham and Gruyere sandwich, so like a grilled ham and cheese. So we also now have, we've actually had it for a while, the pastrami and the corned beef.
Oh my God,
so we have both
good.
the boiled corned beef,
Okay.
and then we decided to roast the entire slab. So we have a roast corned beef,
Okay.
And of course pastrami. So. Yeah.
That is amazing.
So we came out with sandwiches for those as well, Reubens and pastrami sandwiches.
For this holiday season, do you have anything new in store for your clients?
I guess the gourmet sandwiches is part of it. Pastrami is still pretty new. We've had it since the 1960s, but then I did a relaunch in 2016, so it's still kind of gaining its popularity for now. A lot of people still don't know that we have pastrami or that they haven't tried our corned beef yet because like it's still the ham that they go for.
Yes.
But yeah, we have a whole range of products since we are a catering company.
Yes.
And we're expanding now, I guess, to other international cuisines as well, not just Western and European.
So this morning we were talking about, the challenges that you're facing now. How to include the new generation, right? How do you present your products to the new generation? Now, what are the challenges that you're facing?
Yeah, well, so we were discussing about how the Plaza is primarily a catering company.
Yes,
and it started in the 1960s.
Yes.
So I was saying that there is a generation that when you say the Plaza, they'll remember the old Plaza. I see that they're flashing photos of it right now. This was like parang a convention center that could fit like around 800 to 1,000 people, and then we had several restaurant concepts within the complex.
So that's what our titos and titas would actually remember,
correct.
Right? That's where they had their
the
birthday
place
parties,
to be.
their debut celebrations,
the proms, the balls, the weddings. That's where it all used to happen. And there is a certain generation now that when you say the Plaza, they're like, oh, the Plaza ham. So my challenge now is kind of like how to introduce the catering to the next generation and even build popularity and I guess the tradition to future generations.
Right.
So unlike other companies, I think, or other businesses, their strategy is to grow through classes.
Right.
I think I would like to stay within the same class and grow through the generations.
Yeah. So that's why you came out with these sandwiches, right?
To kind of like give a younger feel.
Exactly. Speaking of sandwiches, they're already served right there.
We were actually asked to ask questions too, but then our mouths were full the entire time.
I know, how can you ask
eating half
questions?
of
You're
this
already...
ham.
Yeah, at the one point, Monique asked if she could take it home.
I thought
This is
The whole ham.
I told Chuck and I said, I will take this home. I didn't even ask. I said, I will take this home.
I thought we were going to wait for the camera to pan over to that side before the chef carves the ham.
Starving na, and we were like, can we have a little bit?
We started because he started.
It was delicious. Carla,
So
you want to hear?
actually, if you're taking the ham home, I'd like to say that.
Am I taking it
No,
home?
I don't know.
She's
You said-
excited. That's not
you
fair.
called it first.
The beautiful day. Oh my God. Yes.
It's a beautiful day for everyone.
The ham bone actually, it's very good to use for like soups and gravies and stocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So our ham is actually a zero waste product. So we use the bones. We encourage our clients to
Make broth.
use the bones.
Yeah.
Yes, for broth, for soups, for what else? Gravies and stuff like that.
Yes, right.
I have a friend. She uses it for hot pot. So that's how they
to make the broth more
for that.
flavorful.
Correct.
Yes.
And also the skin of the ham, we make it into ham chicharon.
Oh, that sounds so good. Do you have samples today?
No, I don't have
Kuya, saan yung ham chicharon niyo?
samples of the ham chicharon.
sounds
But
so good.
yeah.
And so original too.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
So it's a mix of like sweet and salty, and like the flavor is so complex because we also smoke the hams.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So the balat also tastes like it's a bit smoky.
Yeah.
Sounds so good. Carly, you want to hear a funny story before we leave? Because I grew up in the U.S., so every Christmas when I come home to the Philippines, my Lola always says, Plaza ham. And so now it's been like a running joke in our family. When she says Plaza ham, it means like a classic social na ham. So when like we refer to people, oh, she's Plaza ham, that means like, you made it. Girl, you made it, so we're all Plaza ham.
Yay!
Perfect. But you mentioned introducing this to a whole new generation.
Yes.
And how has that been going? I know it's been a challenge for you. But then what do you think makes you very hopeful that the new generation will appreciate Plaza ham, Plaza in general, with what you're doing so far?
Well, a true testament to it is also like what Monique mentioned, that it was her Lola's favorite and now it's her favorite.
Perfect.
So like, I think in terms of like the success of passing it on from one generation to another, parang there is very hopeful, right? All I need is like to kind of find more strategies to tap those markets.
That's perfect.
So Carla, as we enjoy the ham, the sandwiches that we have that you've brought for us, thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Carla, for joining us this morning and for letting us try your wonderful ham. Now I have to cut this short because you guys are making me hungry. This is so not fair.
Third ham.
I can't just sit here and do my thing and watch you guys eat.
It's a great interview, by the way.
So up next, we have a sweet treat just for you guys. Here to join us, chocolate makers themselves from one of the best brands here in the country. It is a beautiful day. We'll return after this short break.
You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, here's a sweet story of success. From Auro chocolate, an internationally acclaimed and awarded brand championing local farmers. Now, you've heard the term farm to table. Now you're gonna hear tree to bar. Now, that's the principle that Auro keeps in sourcing their cacao. And here with us to talk about that and so much more, Mark Mendoza Ocampo and Kelly Go, the co-founders and managing directors of Auro Chocolate. Welcome to the show, Mark and Kelly. I really appreciate you joining us here for our very first episode of It's a Beautiful Day. And Kelly, I want to start off with you first because when you say tree to bar, not a lot of people understand that concept yet. So we'll start off with that. When you say tree to bar, especially locally produced cacao and chocolate, what does that mean?
Of course, because it's a fairly new concept.
Yeah.
Tree to bar simply means that we do everything from scratch, starting with really working hand in hand with our hardworking Filipino farmers. We source most of our cacao from Mindanao. And then our factory is located in Calamba, Laguna. So that means like from every single step of the way we're involved. And most recently, we also opened cafes.
Yes.
So now not only are we like tree to bar, we're maybe like tree to cup, tree to plate,
Yeah.
tree to everything.
You know,
So-
I've been to those restaurants and those cafes. We'll talk about that a bit later. But first, Mark, you know, when you talk about where the Philippines is in terms of the cacao industry, not a lot of people look at the Philippines as a chocolate destination or a place that produces all this high quality chocolate, at least in the international scene. But all of a sudden, Auro comes in, they have elevated the perception of Philippine chocolate by leaps and by bounds. What was the challenge initially for you guys to get to that level?
Yeah, thank you for that. So actually, like the really interesting thing was that, of course, cacao has been in the Philippines for over 300 years.
Yeah.
And so it's really funny that you mentioned as well that it's kind of only now that it's getting known. And so in terms of our challenges, it was really first about looking at the quality of the cacao that we had in the Philippines, and then of course, how to figure out how to improve it to make it up to the international standards. And so we worked with actually different specialists all over the world to actually bring them here and actually do studies here so that we could create like different protocols that are specific to the region of the Philippines. And then from there, we started entering them into different competitions. Like right now, the cacao industry is booming, of course. However, we do have challenges, especially in relation to the prices of cacao and how much production we have in the country.
You mentioned that you brought in specialists to come in the country, try to figure out how to make it all work here. But based on your conversations, based on bringing it overseas, what is unique about Philippine chocolate, Philippine cacao in general?
So actually, we have amazing quality here. So the first variety ever planted in the Philippines was actually the Criollo variety, which actually makes up 0.1%, 0.1% of the entire production in the world. And so the genetics of that is inherently just more special in that sense. And there are inherent flavor characteristics that are indicative of the land, especially in the Philippines. And so, of course, because the Philippines is a tropical country, a lot of fruits and a lot of amazing produce, the cacao is the same. And we really have like quite special cacao in the Philippines that is different from everywhere else.
Kelly, I know that this is very close to your heart. In fact, it's a bit more family related with your mom, if I'm not mistaken, with regards to how she was actually one of the people who tried to engineer chocolate back in the day. And you got into this and saw how cacao has grown, developed in the country since you started working with Auro. How has it changed? How has it evolved from when you started to where we are right now?
Oh, by so much. I say like I really grew up in the kitchen
Yeah.
or in the office. Like food has been like part of my earliest memories, and I'm really inspired, especially by my mom, who's really like this strong, hardworking woman, especially maybe in the 80s, 90s when that was still a new concept. She did some initial work on cacao, and so Mark and I are actually best friends from Chicago. So we always fell in love with and would encourage our friends to try Filipino food.
Yeah.
So that was kind of our first introduction into it, and then so we both decided to move back home like about 10 years ago. And we, I think, couldn't have imagined everything that we've achieved so far.
Yeah, and right
It's
now...
just been like a crazy, crazy ride
It
ever
has
since.
been. I can only imagine.
Maybe part of us, that we are like really overachievers. I don't know, but it's just really beyond anything what we could have imagined from the beginning.
You take a look at the growth of Auro, the growth of Philippine chocolate in general. Right now, you talk about how you're a bit surprised maybe of how the brand has grown. But then even internationally, if I'm not mistaken, Auro also has a presence overseas. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Because it's not just internationally recognized, but you actually do have a presence outside the Philippines.
Yes. So what I meant by that, like maybe overachieving, is that we always believe that Philippines has all of this potential. We have the history, we have the culture, but we felt it just needed more of a push. So we always believed it, but it has surprised us how much other people have also recognized it. So we do have a cafe in Bahrain, and I think that's a huge sign that people find that there's something really special about the brand, that it can also be shared not only to Filipinos, but also more widely, like in the Middle East, for example, and that our products have been also embraced and recognized internationally, from our cacao beans to our various like chocolate cacao products, is really amazing. It's very humbling too, to know that a product like chocolate is truly universal and that it could be appreciated so broadly.
Yeah, and of course, you mentioned the cafes a while ago. Mark, you look at the concept that you have. Everything there is made with chocolate. Every little thing. And it's amazing. But what were the challenges with regards to actually crafting the menu, the concept? It's one thing to say, I want chocolate in everything. It's another thing to execute it.
Exactly. So actually, that was the most fun I think that we've ever had, I think, because for a long time we were looking at how to do different activations, especially when it comes to not even having a restaurant ourselves, but how do we engage people to actually rethink the concept of chocolate and how it's actually incorporated into savory dishes and not just sweet dishes. So before, we used to actually have like a chocolate bar crawl in like Poblacion, where we would take people around and then also try to incorporate chocolate ingredients into different things. But now that we have our own space to experiment and explore, we're actually really trying to push the boundaries of what that means. So everything has, as you mentioned, chocolate in it. The fried chicken, we also have like adobo, tocino, etc. Everything that you can think of has chocolate, which is exactly what we wanted.
Kelly, Mark, I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm sorry, but we have to cut it a bit shorter than we wanted to. But, of course, for those who want to check out Auro Chocolate more, you can catch them on their social media sites. And, of course, you can see their cafes popping up all over the place. And I can guarantee, I've been there. I've enjoyed it probably a bit too much with regards to how much food I actually do have. Really appreciate you both being here, and can't wait to see you again sometime soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
Having us.
All right, so at the moment, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Now, it may seem to be a bit early, but not for Filipinos. We'll talk about that and more when we return after the break.
Welcome back. You're still with me, Monique, Paolo, and Anne. Earlier in the show, we discussed Christmas celebrations in the Philippines, and we left you with a question. What is your fondest Christmas memory as a kid? So for me,
Yes,
my
let's hear
fondest
it.
memory is getting gifts from Santa Claus. And like I used to write a list. Like I literally used to write a whole thing.
yes.
Dear Santa, for Christmas, I was good this year. I want this, this, this. And I got almost everything. So that
Did
means
you leave cookies and milk out?
Of course.
Yeah,
of
and
course.
they were gone in the morning.
half eaten, like
Half-eaten.
fake, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still sad that
I never left anything for Santa. Now I feel so bad.
you always have to leave something from Santa.
But we hung stockings.
Oh, you on stockings?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. All right, that makes sense. We're
And
not
then they'd be filled with candies in the morning.
Yeah.
And really, when I was a kid, I believed that Santa was the one who placed those
What do
candies
you
there.
mean you believed? Santa's still real.
Santa's real?
Exactly.
We're not going
we're
to
not,
say
we're not.
anything
Yes,
about.
yes.
Oh,
No, we're not. We're
my
not.
goodness.
But yeah, we hung
no.
stockings, and you guys left cookies and milk.
Yeah, I mean, like it's for me, obviously, it's always a family. It's always a family
Yes.
thing. So I lost count of how many family gatherings that we go to around the Christmas season. You know, we know how Filipinos are and how Christmas season's like. Everyone's waists expand throughout the Christmas period because of all the Christmas parties, and it's just really fun being around so many people and around such a happy time.
Yes,
Of course,
yes.
Christmas time here in the Philippines is definitely better because I can say that Christmas time in the US, it is fun, but Christmas in the Philippines, it's so
festive.
different.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. It's more fun in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's more festive. And
Yeah.
another thing that you can find in Christmas parties, Christmas celebrations, the karaoke, the videoke.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you have to
that's
have.
all year round, though.
I know that's not just a Christmas thing.
It is, but during Christmas, it's like a competition.
Is it?
Yeah, and then you have your ninongs and ninangs giving out money to the best singer.
For us, it was more like a performance, not really karaoke. It's like the cousins and I would get together.
Yes.
We'll do like a Spice Girl number.
There's that too.
I
yes,
just gave my
yes.
age away. I
And
was
then
like,
there's,
Spice
there's
Girl.
a prize.
Yeah,
for the best family with
do
the best
like that.
performance.
It's when the titos and the titos say, oh, iha, kumanta ka,
Right?
iyo, kumanta ka.
Yeah, exactly. Oy, marunong ka mag-dance, mag-sing. Go, go, go.
Sayo. But anyway, you know what? We're gonna talk a lot more about that as the months go by because
Yes.
obviously the Burmans are here.
So
the
excited.
the Christmas
Right.
decor is out, and we cannot wait to share it every single day with you guys at home. And of course, for now, that's all the time that we have. But the good vibes will never end.
Follow us on social media and let's keep the conversation going.
Join us again tomorrow, and remember, you're beautiful, you're powerful, and you're amazing. And let's make every day a beautiful day.
Oh,
We got
we're
that.
in sync.
We got that.